this was a tip that like changed me and my wife's projection for wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Her parents, when we were getting married, it just came up in a random dinner conversation. They said that when we got married, we lived on one salary.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, I was like, well, how do you do that? And one of the things that set us up to buy our first house was we got married and we lived off of my salary only.
Yep.
And we put my wife's money into a credit union that we had no credit cards. We had no debit card. We had no checks. The only way we could get money out of it is if we both went and we both signed our name on it to get the money out. By year one, we both were making really good money when we got married. By year one, we had an absurd amount of money to basically go buy something with.
Because you guys had some checks and balances between you and the money.
It was hard. It wasn't.
There's no emotional spending because you have to fit. You have enough time to decide that we're going to both drive down to the bank and sign our names. And by the time you even get halfway through that, you're like, we don't need it.
It was a 25-minute drive, an hour in traffic. And
maybe later.
And I don't even know if at that point they had a way to access like our stuff online. So we had no idea how much money was in there. We just didn't know.
Yeah.
And over time, it was one of the, in terms of like advice for us as we got married, it was one of the best pieces of, I don't even think he was trying to say it as advice. He was just talking about how, that's how they saved money, was they lived off of one salary. And we lived off of one salary for, man, I want to say 3 years, something like that. And then the next step was we decided if we couldn't buy a car cash, we wouldn't buy it.
Yeah.
So those are the two things that have really helped us. And I drive a dope 2014 Prius because we've been to car dealerships multiple times, and we always sit down and have this conversation is, are we going to take $30, $40, $50, $60,000 out of our bank account to buy a car? And the answer is, the 4 times we've done it has always been no.